wins and number 2 in caps in hardpoint during Season 1. Like Rambo said before when he was doing that beautiful analysis of what's going to happen in this game, you heard that he's normally he's the objective player for this squad, but in Advanced Warfare this far, he's kind of doing everything. He's smashing his face into the hill, but he's still able to get that explosive two-piece when you need it. You see him and the squad are trying to get initial blast control, but shut down by Cosmo and Silly.
Ooh, Silly and Cosmo and Nelson all picking up one. In fact, everyone from Isolation picking up a kill in the initial rush, so they will have early control. And out of it, they're able to rack up 12 seconds already. So nice hardpoint control. Wheats is going to come in and cause some problems though with the ASM-1. BLFire trying to support, but it's been Anticity dropping the kills, and Wheats starting to heat up here on the first hardpoint.
Yeah, very good job from ISO there to get initial glass control, but you see now they're making the other team flood from the middle cut and from Solar. So now ISO just trying to get as much time back as possible. They did get that first initial 13, but they didn't do a very good job holding glass after that fact, but it was mostly due to Wheats getting into the hill and popping a nice two-piece.
Cosmo getting prepped up top is going to be rotating over with the bow, and this is a big fight. Anticity is going to win it, and this next hardpoint should go to AR. Anticity in the power position, just waiting for the push. He loses control of the top. Let's see how AR handles it. Down goes Wheats in the middle, and Burns is already hit with stuns.
Yeah, very good job from ISO right there, but Burns and BLFire is able to pick it up with those close-range weapons in the hill. Looked like ISO was going to break. They did a very good job waiting for each other, getting those first 2 kills and then converging, but when Burns and BLFire are shooting like this, it really doesn't matter. We see that Anticity is also 7-3 to start off the game, the most positive player thus far. Going to be the slower, more locking down the top parts of the map on this second hill here in the middle, but it's all about holding these top rails with the bows while your SMGs just dash in like you see Wheats doing right here and picking up these easy kills, easy defense, and you see the score increasing for AR.
Now, what do you think about BLFire running purely a sub in this game so far? I haven't seen him with the bow much on Solar, and in the past titles, he was really known for like his M8 back in Black Ops 2.
Yeah, I think it's just a comfort level thing. The BAL isn't sort of a traditional AR that we've seen in previous Call of Duty titles, so maybe certain players like BLFire, for example, and other AR players, they just don't seem to be as comfortable with the BAL running that more traditional slow AR play. So I guess it's just up to the player at this point to determine which weapon they're going to be more consistent with.
You can see on the mini-map a great takeover from AR. They pincered from both sides, and now BLFire set up to watch the left, is going to pick up one more. His teammate goes down. Nice turn and kill on Enzo, who did not expect the fire from above. Anticity trying to rotate over, but so far, after 2.5 minutes, it's about 20 points separating these two squads. AR is up early, but don't be surprised if ISO retakes control, especially on this next hardpoint.
Yeah, great job from both teams getting a lot of scrappy time. This down low hill is pretty much a battle of who can get up top inside of the hill. We see both teams getting back and forth. First, BLFire picked up the two-piece. Cosmo was able to fight back, and we see the score was able to even out a little bit, but AR still has that 35-ish point lead from the second hill. Nice rotation from Nelson here to up top. BLFire is able to hit this pinch though. Nice job waiting to shoot that first guy, but it almost gets taken out almost before he gets the two-piece I meant to say.
Burns on your screen now. Going to find 2 more. Enzo drops. Silly forcing him back. BLFire trying to push up on this right side. Again, here comes the sandwich, but a nice flood from the A Street. Wheats dealing with it. Now pulls out the bow for the first time, and he is going to rip it up at least for 2 kills. Not going to last. Anticity trying to get it going, but Silly has been the man for ISO. He's stayed alive so long on a 5 streak to now be positive at 13 and 12. Finally falls, but buys time for Cosmo and friends to get in. Silly really making all of this possible for ISO.
That was really a huge play from Silly right there. Not easy gunfights, taking down 2 BAL players with a BAL of his own there at the back right street at the Vans, able to hold that glass side spawn on the street for his teammates, and that's why they're able to almost even out this score. Now we're going to see the rotation from the top to the bottom low. You really want to try and get ring control, as you see them trying to do right here. AR's playing this a little bit passive, but a lot of fight going around on this blue catwalk. Now Enzo moving up, trying to get some of these spawn kills at the back dirt, helping out his teammates, breaking the hill. Sees another player there at the top catwalk and just is pretty much clueless as to where the other team is right now.
Yeah, Enzo doesn't know where they're flooding from. He sees his teammates were in the front, but it looks like they're going to lose control very quickly. AR breaking the setup once again. And that's something I've really been impressed with throughout this, except for that one time when Silly was holding the back van. AR constantly just charging in and retaking control at will.
Yeah, Burns, look at his score right now. He's on a 6th streak, 21 and 12 with the submachine gun, just roaming around the map perfectly. You see him keep rotating back to that ring side if he doesn't see anyone, because you need to retain that side of the map, because you want it going into the second rotation on the middle hill. You want to hold this side of the map, try and get as much time as you can here on this left side hill by purple, but you really want your player to do this. You see Anticity doing it absolutely perfectly. Nice 2-piece. Needs to expect more. Just his job is to control that glass street. He got 2 or 3 kills there as the latter seconds of that hill were able to go down. And now AR has control. BLFire is able to pick up 2 easy kills there in the water because his teammates are holding the strong side of the map.
Nice job so far from AR. It was a 10-point game going into the previous hard point. Now they start pulling away up 30. And we're going to see Wheats sitting on top Solar, just doing a great job locking down this A street. He's got teammates watching the flank. BLFire jumping into the hard point whenever he needs to. Now it's Nelson. Can Nelson keep it rolling? He falls. Silly's going to try. I'm impressed by ISO. They're never giving up. And so far, Enzo and Silly really putting up some nice kills, but they need more out of Cosmo. He's double negative right now at 13 and 27. Really needs to get something going if they want any hope of staying in this game.
Exactly like you said, AR is, I would say, outplaying them when it comes to mechanics, but you see little bursts of really good performance and talent out of ISO. They keep breaking. One player goes huge, like Silly, for example, breaking the top hill pretty much by himself with the bow, but they need a little bit more. They need faster rotations and to push back the strong side of the map to make AR spawn out if they're going to recover their lead. AR, we've seen, have just been able to retain this 30, 40, 50-point lead for the entire map, though, thus far.
Cosmo continues to switch up his classes, now going over to an ASM-1. He's cut down from behind. BLFire doing that damage. And now it's BLFire feeling the pressure. Top A Street won't get the kills. Burns is inside. Anticity there to support him. Burns challenging Win Weak. And these guys just know they need to keep the pressure on their opponents. Keep them spawning out. You got almost a 60-point advantage now as AR has total control of this game going into the last 3 minutes.
Yeah, AR played this hill exactly how I like to play it. Make the other team spawn up on that up top. A lot of teams play for that up top spawn at the top maps, but if you were able to flood the hill properly with your submachine guns, those guys up top don't really matter. You never have to fight them. So they're able to rack up a lot of time, now extending their lead to almost 70 seconds. We see Wheats posted up. He's been switching his weapons the entire map. Now notices that his teammates go down, able to drop down and pick up these easy kills. Wow, Cosmo, nice shots there. You saw that nice little strafe, was able to dodge those bullets from Wheats, but it's running out of time for this ISO squad thus far. Lots of 30 bombs we see on AR going into the last second, or the last half of this hill.
Burns still about positive 10. BLFire sitting at 32 and 31 with 10 captures. Anticity, he's been the guy just slaying at range with his bow. 32 and 21 so far in this game. And we're going to see how he finishes it out. Up by 64 points. Excuse me, 66 points. We're going to see this AR squad with a lot of wiggle room, and in fact, they're going to give up the final 10 seconds. They know Silly's going to try and get behind the van. Instantly burns off, targets him, and eliminates that threat.
Yeah, there's certain situations on rotations like that where you kind of have this spidey sense, I like to call it, that there's a player going to be sneaking back there. Burns was able to pick that up. He noticed the spawns that his teammates were getting, which means that someone from the other team was pushing out that glass side, and sure enough, Burns was able to spot him out, and that's why they have this initial control once again. Very heads-up play and veteran play by AR to give up that last seconds of the down low, because all they need is this up top to secure the victory.
Burns is saying, walk into my bullets, boys. If you get by me, I got Wheats behind me, and Wheats and BLFire mowing it down with the bowels. Nice pinch on the opposite end by BLFire. Wheats is finally going to fall. Lots of grenades flooding in, but BLFire still inside, 20 points left, and they continue to crank away at 205 now to 124.
Yeah, Wheats has done an absolutely perfect job of switching up his weapons here. You see him only pulling out that bow on the hills where they need that more long-range pressure. So on the down low hill, he was using that submachine gun, holding the up top, holding those close little doorways where you need that submachine gun, but moving over on the rotation to the up top, he just switches his class over to the bow, is able to post up at those back vans every single time and hold those good spawns for his team. Wheats doing a lot that you might not see on the scoreboard.
Silly doing everything he can for his squad, pulls out the bow once again. He and Enzo, as I said earlier in the game, really keeping up with AR. Cosmo, he turned it on, now -9 as opposed to -15, but at the end of this, it's too little too late. AR has mathematically locked it up, and we'll see who's going to finish on top. BL-Fire looking for the 40 bomb. Same thing with Wheats and Burns. All three members drop and make it all four. Nice little finish here from this Isolation Empire squad, but AR going to be your victors on Solar.
Yeah, extremely good, well-rounded performance there from AR. Almost quad 40 bombs going on. We see BL-Fire 40 and 40. So many confrontations on the map, constantly dashing into the hill. So many times I saw you switch onto him and he just instantly picked up a 1 or a 2 piece to get that control back in the hill while his ARs just looked over him. Just great plays overall from AR. And we saw on the second rotation on the second hill, AR really pulled away, made the other team spawn so far out there at that up top. They were able to get that quick rotation. Easy points from then on.
All right, so there you see the final score. Game number 1, AR is going to take it over ISO. We'll see if they can battle back and search and destroy next. Before the commercial break, want to give a big shout out to the guys over on Bravo.